Good afternoon, football fans, and welcome to the final instalment of a monster three-game day A-League men's Saturday. We finish at Amy Park on Wurundjeri. We're sharing bottom spot. Winners who have just Wellington. Victory look Mariners dominate last season when they last came here. Otherwise, it's been a long time between drinks. Just 2 away wins over Melbourne Victory since 2009 for the Central Coast Mariners. Only 5 in total. Well, let's have a look how they line up then. For Melbourne Victory, 6 undefeated and only the one change for Arthur Dillis as Claris Marios Santos comes in for Keegan Jelassic. Otherwise, Franco Lino, who made his season debut on loan from Viking in Norway, last weekend. He makes it back-to-back starts at left-back. Denny Jonro, man of the match last week against MacArthur, is in the middle of the park alongside Jordi Valadon. And up front, it's Charles Nduka who leads the line in attack, back on the score sheet last weekend as well. For the visitors, the Central Coast Mariners, 2 changes for Warren Moon, and both coming in attack. But it's at the back where they've impressed, and Andrew Redmayne continues to turn back the clock. The 2020 and 21 goalkeeper of the season is sitting in front of 2 former Melbourne victory defenders in Storm Root and James Donachie. Hayne Eames, Alfie McCalmont and Chris Donald form the midfield, while in attack Sabit Noor, and a first start of the season for Nathaniel Blair. They're alongside Ali Orgler, who got the winner against Victory in Gosford in February.
This 1987 Corolla doesn't.
Well, the greatest little club are proving that they can do it again. Daniel McBreen, you know better than most what's in this club's DNA, but I don't think even you predicted what we're seeing from them this season.
Well, you're 100% right, Robbie. Warren Moon's done a wonderful job. I think this game is a real classic 6-pointer. Melbourne Victory managed to take the 3 points today. Well, it opens up an 8-point gap between them and the Mariners. And the opposite is to occur. Well, the Mariners are right behind Victory in 2 points if they get the 3 today. And I think both teams will know how important today's 3 points are. Really solidify Melbourne Victory's space or position in the top 6 if they win today. It just makes it a little bit more difficult for the Mariners if they can't come home with the points, which they haven't done very often, as you said, Robbie.
No, this hasn't been a happy hunting ground for the Central Coast Mariners down the years.
Well, I'd like to counter your stat.
2 away wins since 2009.
Yeah, it's not the best.
The killer stat.
Yes, it is. It's not the best, but I'm going to counter yours with the Victory have only beaten the Mariners once in the last 3 years.
This is true.
So we're calling a draw.
They've got 1 win in their last 7 against the Central Coast Mariners. The Mariners have won 3 of those, including that 1-0 victory here a couple of years back, where they finally broke the drought. But the big one, the biggest one ever between these two, was that grand final on that famous night in Gosford, the night of the treble. The Premier's Plate, the AFC Cup, and then the A-League Championship. Mind you, there aren't too many players that remain from those teams. Here's Esposito on the ball, on the score sheet last weekend as well. Santos, his touch is poor. He was already taking off, looking for the return before he'd made the initial ball. He gets another chance, Santos, the Brazilian. 5 goals this season, trying to curl it towards Nishan Velupillay. Called up to the Socceroos this week, Nishan Velupillay. It was the catalyst for a great finish to last season from Nishan Velupillay, getting called up into the green and gold.
Well, that's the right idea from Santos there. Looking to put the ball in early, whip it across that 6-yard box and hope one of his teammates can get there. Just not enough bend on that one. Didn't come back enough towards Nishan Velupillay.
Melbourne Victory's next goal will be their 900th in the A-League and their 100th against the Central Coast Mariners. They've only scored more against Adelaide and Wellington. Storm Root knows both of these clubs well. Sabit Noor. Oh, Nathaniel Blair. He's got the better of Miranda. Esposito in the middle, so is Ali Orgler, the cutback. And it wasn't cut back enough for McCalmont. He gets there though, Moragas completely mishits. Huge chance for the Mariners. Hayne Eames has it again. Well, somehow they managed to spurn what was a really good chance, the Central Coast Mariners.
Well, Jack Wachowski came out, didn't he? Then realised he wasn't going to get there. Caught in no man's land and had to recover. But Nathaniel Blair's pace already causing problems.
Spent a half season at Perth, Nathaniel Blair, after the Western Sydney Wanderers. It's good play from Donald. And well defended by Geordie Valadon. Oh, he's given it away, though. His turn. Here's Hayne Eames. He decides to shoot. Bouncing just in front of Wachowski.
Here's a taste of the pace from Nathaniel Blair. He has a little look up. And there's not really too much to hit. The Orgler making the run to the back post, but there was two Victory defenders in the way, and Jack Wachowski had recovered as well.
Franco Lino, who arrived, had surgery almost as soon as he'd arrived in Australia, on loan from Viking. Taken him a long time to get back, but illness to Jason Davidson last week meant that he was able to make his first start since returning to Victory. It's the club where he came through the youth ranks. Oh, it's given away. Here's Mata, the danger man for Victory, with Santos. Josh Rawlins. Oh, it's well spotted. Mata, good run, cut back. Valupale, and now Valadon. Geordie Valadon still. He just couldn't set himself for the shot. And it's the first save of the evening for Andrew Redmayne.
It was a lovely ball from Josh Rawlins in behind. Just here, look at the run from Mata. And again, he assesses the situation, cuts it back just behind his teammate. And Geordie Valadon, under heavy pressure, must be said, doesn't trouble Andrew Redmayne.
That's another great ball from Donald for Blair. Oh, and he clatters into Wachowski. The follow-up from Sabitnur. And the Mariners didn't have to wait long. The second chance is enough. And Sabitnur is enjoying a fantastic season in the A-League. His 6th of the campaign. It took a big deflection. There was a big slice of luck. But none of that will matter to the Central Coast Mariners. They lead after 7 minutes.
Well, Harvey Norman replay, we've already spoke about the pace of Nathaniel Blair. And look, he just waits for the ball to go, and then it's all his. It's a slightly heavy touch. Both keeper and attacker go for the ball, and as all good strikers do, Sabitnur's lurking just behind, waiting for anything to spring out. And it's deflected up and over the player on the line. Well, Nathaniel Blair, he's caused all kinds of problems right from the start, and the Mariners have profited from it. And that man is having a great season. Sabitnur, right off the back of an NPL season with Heidelberg. What a year it's been for him.
Just the one goal for the Mariners before returning from that loan in Victoria. Santos, a little nod on for Nduka. The back heel was looking for Rawlins. Moragas gets it clear now. Alfie McCalmont. And again, it's over the top for Blair. He's going to get there as well. Nathaniel Blair to make it 2. Can he find the shot? Nathaniel Blair still is blocked by Miranda. Now Moragas. Goodness me. Melbourne Victory almost hitting the self-destruct button.
I don't think they need to have a high line with Blair running in behind. It's clear what the Mariners have done. His first start in 4 years. They know, they've done their research by the looks of it. Anyone facing forward, just put that ball in behind and let him take off. And he is, or should have, had a second goal.
Now Donachie on the ball. What a start it has been for the Central Coast Mariners. Valadon. Mata. Little touch inside for Santos. It's a good ball. Oh, and it was Valupale. I think he was looking for Juan Mata. Rawlins. Valadon. Just a little too tricky. Finally, they get the ball back out. Esposito. Maladon's ball back in. Now, has that hit an arm on the way through? It might have come off Santos last. Andrew Redmayne, the cool head in this side.
Well, look at this pace again. Shawski in no man's land. I just thought there with the left foot he might take it. And to be fair to Roderick Miranda, he actually did well just to get himself in the way of Nathaniel Blair. You see there, that's enough. And then the troops come to help, really. I thought if he took it with his left foot, he was a great chance of making it 2-0 to the Mariners. But this game already feels like it's going to have plenty of action and plenty of goals.
Well, they set the benchmark in that 2024 Grand Final, these two sides, in terms of drama. Hasn't rescaled those heights since then. There was a 3-0 victory for Victory. Their first match back from the Grand Final was a Grand Final rematch, if you remember. Macca in Gosford, a scoreless draw when we were there at the start of the season. This is something Melbourne Victory haven't had to face in recent weeks either. We heard a lot about Western Sydney Wanderers scoring first and being unable to hold on to results. It's been a similar story for Victory. And this is something a little bit different, finding themselves behind for the first time in 7 matches. Denis Genreau, he's done well. Rawlins, early cross is a good one too. Santos trying to control. Numbers forward, really good ball in from Rawlins, who's shining at right back at the moment.
He certainly is. Some of his forward play and his passing has been exceptional in recent weeks. Earlier ball to Mata in this match was a real defence splitter as well.
Genreau with Valadon. Esposito for Rawlins again. Proactive, taking the ball. Taking on players with his first touch. Santos with Valadon. Back with Esposito. Denis Genreau. Rawlins again, the little flick. Valadon. Back for Rawlins, leaves it for Genreau. His shot blocked by Donachie. The former Melbourne Victory man, as Nathaniel Blair does enough to protect the ball and is fouled by Genreau.
Well, it's the 13th minute, and you already get the feeling that if the Mariners sit like this deep, then it's not going to end happily for them. There's too much quality in this Melbourne Victory team to allow them to move that ball around the edge of the box, pick their passes.
You remember what happened last time, Macca, between these two. They even had Nathan Paul sent off early in the second half.
Well, it's either going to go two ways, isn't it? It's either going to end up full of goals or one of those frustrating days for Melbourne Victory where it doesn't come off. But I just don't think the Mariners can afford to sit for so long, so deep against a team with not just one Mata, but with the attacking quality they have across the front third.
It was Ali Ogler that got the winner in the 35th minute. Samit Noor already has the Mariners in front this afternoon. Lino with Velupale. It's a good return pass for Franco Lino. Quick feet. Mata, Velupale. Eames just stood his ground there. Referee allows play to continue. Genreau, clever ball for Mata, lovely touch. Santos sprays wide, goal kick. Let's head down to Michael Zapponi on the sidelines for us this afternoon. Zappers.
Yeah, thanks, gents. Danny McBreen, you must have heard my conversation with Warren Moon before the game, because it's exactly what he said. We had a good chat, and he spoke about last week they sat too deep in their game against Adelaide. They did come away with the result, but he said that we can't afford to do that here in Melbourne. We need to take the game more to Melbourne victory than we did compared to last week against Adelaide United. And we've seen glimpses of that in the first 10 minutes of the game where they've scored that goal. So it will be different to what we saw last week. For Melbourne victory, they're not happy at all with those long balls, and the message has gone out to Roderick Miranda to make sure he's not getting caught again, because that's twice now he's been beaten for pace. One thing that will concern Melbourne victory fans, in that run of 6, Robbie, they have not won back-to-back games.
That's right, Zappers. It's been a long while since they've had back-to-back wins. Melbourne victory, not since the silly season when they got 4 in a row over Christmas at the end of last year, and their first match of 2026 completed a run of 4 consecutive wins. It's the only time they've gone back-to-back this season. Here's Moragas. The cross in. Esposito's header. Hayne Eames. He's grown about a foot since his debut last season, Hayne Eames. Ball in towards Blair. Mata won't get there. Brad Tapp does well. Oh, Eames was looking for Savignon. It wasn't a bad idea.
It was a nice run, wasn't it? Defence was stepping up. Just a little too straight, maybe. You're right, he does look, doesn't he, Hayne Eames, like he's just stretched a little. He's been in the vice and the rack. They've stretched him out.
Maybe he's just bulked up a bit during the off-season. Then he came back and had that, what we thought was a very serious knee injury on the opening day of the season. The second game, turns out that he was back after a couple of months. So enough time in the weights room for one of Australian football's brightest young prospects, Hayne Eames. There are a few of them around at the moment. Moragas shields the ball out of play. Here is Hayne Eames. Got away from Santos. Scored a couple of goals last season, Eames. He was looking early again for Nathaniel Blair. One over the top. Valupile brings it down. Great piece of defending. The follow-up. Good save, Redmayne. It's still alive. Mata cleared off the line by Storm Roux. Look at the reaction of Redmayne, the veterans, doing the job at the back for the Mariners.
Well, that's what you call desperate defending.
Mata again. Desperate it certainly was. It looked as though Redmayne was almost caught in no man's land momentarily. Ogler with Eames. Is he fouled? No, says the referee, by Jordi Valadon. Santos with the ball. Turns inside. Mata. Touch and shoot.
Well, they won't want to leave him with space in those areas. Let's have another look at that last opportunity. It's a great ball in behind. Look at that first touch from Nishan Valupile. And then between defence and goalkeeper, Storm Roux, great save. Then it's Redmayne. And then I think it's Donachie, is it, on the line? That's Storm Roux again. Well, that's great from the senior statesman.
'72 A-League matches for Melbourne victory for Storm Roux between 2018 and 2021. That's a great ball from Rawlins again. Mata releases Santos. And it's Bradley Tabb, reportedly on his way to Johor Darul Tazim next season in Malaysia. He's been excellent at the back. whether it be in midfield or the centre of defence, mostly the centre of defence this season. Genro trying to dribble his way through. He's done well. Santos, the cutback towards Genro again, appeals for a handball off Haynes. Mata still appealing. Ali Orgla up the line. McCalmont. Well, Alex King is absolutely certain that he saw that correctly. We had a very big handball shout in the previous match where it didn't go to VAR.
Well, it did go to VAR, but they didn't give it. And that one, I must admit, on first viewing, thought if it's so close it came off, but we'll have to have a look at the replay.
I can confirm VAR backing Alex King 100%, nothing doing. Tap. Good ball and good first touch from Donald. Moragas. Again, no foul. Players throwing themselves to ground at the moment. Got to say, the pitch does look a little bit soft underfoot as well. Santos hits it, blocked. Desperate defending again from the Central Coast Mariners, throwing bodies in there. Donachie with the header away. Plenty of navy blue in the penalty box. Mata again. Rawlins, the cross, oh, and Redmayne had to be alert. He has a big smile. He's enjoying his football this season, Andrew Redmayne.
It certainly is. Here's another look at that handball. We see how it just comes off his foot and straight up. I don't think we see them given as much these days with it's off the body. And then this cross comes shots. Andrew Redmayne almost caught out. Him and Storm Rue have a little chuckle.
Well, he will be a great primary school teacher one day.
One day.
But he's still enjoying his football too much, and I think the Central Coast Mariners supporters, they must be so grateful to have him. He's done all his qualifications. The next job after football is ready. But
not just yet.
Not yet.
My understanding is he's got another year after this one. The way he's playing, you could see him playing for a few more years.
It's only just gone 37.
Is that all? Just a baby.
Esposito, the run from Valadon, trying to make a little hole for Genro. Has done. Valadon. Touch just let him down there. Appeals for another handball from Haynes. Orgla. Really careful with the little flicks and dribbles in your own final third, Ali Orgla. Mata with Lino. Velupale. Genro. Oh, Lino took it. I think it was meant for Nishan Velupale. Melbourne Victory tightening the screw. Little ball inside. Valadon all the way back. Possession very even. Melbourne Victory were trailing in the shot department 5-1 after that incredible start from Nathaniel Blair in the early goal, but they've since squared all that up. Mata, great touch. You see it, Victory touches an opposition box. They are dominating territorially. Here's another one. Lino's cross towards Santos.
Well, this is going to end up 4-1 Victory or 0-1 Mariners. It just has the feel of it, doesn't it? That's either going to be an extremely frustrating day for Victory, or they're going to get one and they're going to get more through the confidence of getting that first, because they are asking a lot of questions. The Mariners are sitting deep. Look at that possession in the last 10.
And Alex King lets them have it again. Velupale trying to curl one. And again, it's Donachie who made the block and then screams at the referee. Esposito strong through Blair. Again, play continues. The ball's not going to go out, so Bradley Tapp has to clear long. Mata, front position. Back in February, it was 26 shots to 7, 9 on target to 1 in Melbourne Victory's favour, but it was the Mariners that got the win. In this one, as you say, it's starting to shape up as a similar kind of afternoon. At least that's what Mariners fans will be hoping. First corner of the afternoon for Denny Jonro. It'll be a right foot in swinger. Stormroux clears. Valadon. Mata for Jonro. Gets it onto the right boot again. Donnell this time with the big clearance. Oh, Nathaniel Blair. And then Moragas with the mistakes. As if you're not under enough pressure already, but look out, the break is on. Lino, is he fouled there by Ali Ogler? He is.
You know, the odds were a little bit more in Melbourne Victory's favour there. Okay, Lino, I do like him as a player. Very intelligent there to get his body across.
Santos, good ball into the feet of Mata. Santos again measuring the cross, but not measuring correctly. Again, Nathaniel Blair turning straight into trouble, and they've turned it over again. Switch of play. The cross is a good one. The header from Denny Jonro. Redmayne again, the celebrations.
Well, Stormroux again. Came out of nowhere. It looked like Denny Jonro was going to walk in, and look at Andrew Redmayne pumping up his teammates. Stormroux gets across and gets just enough on it to deflect it away from goal.
Mata, pace, and Redmayne's punch, but here's Valupale, curls it back in, but straight at Andrew Redmayne.
Goalkeeper practice, really, that one.
McCalmont settling things down. It seems like an age, but the Central Coast Mariners can put their foot on the ball. Take a couple of deep breaths. Warren Moon will certainly be doing likewise.
I'll be telling Nathaniel Blair right now, just get off the shoulder of the centre-back. Can someone face forward?
He's given the ball away in a couple of dangerous little positions as well, Nathaniel Blair. They'll be wanting him up near the halfway line, where he can cause some damage to the opposition. That one start came back in 2022 with the Western Sydney Wanderers. Yellow card for Hayne Eames.
You see there lunging through the back, Denny Jonro.
Now, so far, Macca, this weekend, Adelaide winning away to Western Sydney 4-2. Macarthur winning away to Auckland 2-1. Wellington away to Brisbane 2-1. We're approaching the half hour, and the Mariners are leading away to Melbourne Victory by a goal to nil.
Well, your tips must be flying in the tipping comp.
I think this might have been a home round.
I know we've said it a million times this year, but this league this year has been so unpredictable. It's been so entertaining because of it. You never know what's coming.
There's going to be another little Melbourne victory attack on its way. Esposito with Rawlins. Santos. It's pretty tight in there. The Mariners doing well. Moraga somehow dug that ball out. One Mata again. Melbourne victory won't need to panic just yet. I mentioned back in round 8, oh, clever little touch, Mata. Bradley Tapp trying to leave it momentarily for Redmayne before realising he wasn't coming and the ball wasn't going to get there. Hayne Eames turns and looks up, looks for the pace of Sabitnur. Franco Lino's got himself in trouble here. Sabitnur over Wachowski and cleared off the line by Esposito. Mariners almost with a killer counter.
Well, desperate defending saves the day again, but Jack Wachowski, that's the third time now he's been caught in no man's land. Franco Lino just can't quite get there, and then he undersells the header back. Really should have done better there. Sabitnur not allow Esposito the chance to get back, but he does. And under pressure from Nathaniel Blair, he does well to clear. Uses his body well. You could have an argument to say that the Mariners should be 3-0 up.
Franco Lino needs a bit of attention. Esposito, is he asking if there was a bit of a push in there from Nathaniel Blair to relieve a bit of pressure? Corner on its way. There's a relaxed Warren Moon. To be fair, he's been pretty relaxed since he took over the job. The Socceroos FIFA series back in action for the first time this year against Cameroon and of course in Melbourne against Curaçao. Get onto that QR code for your tickets down at Amy Park on the 31st of March. Curaçao in their first ever World Cup. The Socceroos heading back to go around again under Tony Popovich in North America. Melbourne victory fans making plenty of noise in Amy Park. I'd love a goal to celebrate as well. And it comes from McCalmont near post. Donachie is there. It might yet fall. Was there a trip? Referee sees nothing untoward. Nathaniel Blair, surely. Again, it just wouldn't sit. There were bodies falling everywhere. The ball bouncing around. Players hurdling each other.
Well, after the initial flick on, there's two Mariners players in each other's way. Santos feels he was tripped. Nathaniel Blair throws himself trying to get to the ball. Bodies everywhere. I'm not sure if Santos was also stepped on as he fell.
Well, he seems in some pain there, Santos. Nathaniel Blair asking if there wasn't a little penalty in there somewhere.
It was a very polite ask as well, wasn't it? Well, there's...
Off the shoulder of Donachie.
You see Santos is being pulled and he was tripped. Clearly there.
Yeah, by Blair. Oh yeah, there's the little studs. Oh, look at the stud marks all over the legs. And I think there was a little bit down that left hamstring as well. He's a form player, Santos. Last season he went through a run of goals in quick succession. He's been, after a slow start, amongst the goals again recently. Got 2 against Sydney FC, 1 in the derby. One player we haven't seen too much of so far is Charles Nduka.
I was just about to say, between Santos and Nduka and Velupile, there's some serious pace in that front line for victory. At any time they can cause problems.
Any genre not happy. Nathaniel Blair's throwing himself about. That will be part of his brief. Big strong lad up front in the number 9 role. Stormroo's header. Donald beaten the follow-up. Bradley Tapp in the right place to clear the danger again. Moragas only as far as Santos. Here's Rawlins. Esposito. Back with Miranda. Genre again. Velupile. Victory. Back on the offensive. Ball to the back post. It's kept in. Valadon. Brilliant, desperate defending again from McCalmont that time.
Well, Andrew Redmayne was adamant the ball had gone out, and I think in the end the official's flag did go up, but had to wait to make sure. Let's have a look at Santos here at the back post as he comes around. Yeah, clearly out. Defenders weren't supposed to know that, and Alfie McCalmont, and there's the apology. But it's been 35.5 minutes of almost for victory.
Arthur Dillis will be having nightmares from the start of the season when Victory couldn't buy a goal for love or money. They've had more shots than anybody else. You won't be surprised to hear that the Central Coast Mariners have conceded more shots than anybody else in the league this season. They tend to ride their luck at times. They're also the side with the best conversion rate because they have the fewest shots at the opposition goal as well. In other words, the stats confirm it's a miracle that they're even in the hunt for the 6.
Well, I remember us talking about Wellington Phoenix a couple of seasons ago when they finished second in a similar vein. They very rarely got shots off, but when they did, they were so clinical. They were desperate in defence. They sat deep and counter-attacking football, and they just kept on keeping on. And in the end, they just fell short at the last hurdle, but they defied the odds all year.
Now Nduka looking for the cutback. Tap is there, corner. The flag doesn't go up for offside. There's a very good chance Andrew Redmayne will become the first goalkeeper to make 100 saves this season. He's on 98 at the moment. Mata, the ball in. Velupile. Genre. Quite remarkable, really. Just the one save from 10 victory shots so far. Franco Lino again showing his pace and composure that time with Wachowski. Santos, good challenge. Rawlins. McCalmont trying to take Rawlins with him. Oh, but the return ball from Santos. And now the Mariners again. Donnell with Moragas. Chris Donnell again. It's been an excellent addition to this Mariners side. You're back with Roux. His 252nd appearance for the Central Coast Mariners in all competitions. Storm Roux. That's a great ball. He's within 19 of the famous Hutch now.
Well, that was a good opportunity there for Ali Ogla. It was a great ball over the top. His first touch let him down.
There you see the XG. One for Nduka to chase. Tap does well. Look at Mata there to keep things moving quickly. Valadon. Mata on his left foot. Looking for the angle. There's no movement in that penalty area. Everyone static on the front line. Miranda. Not much of a gift to Franco Lino to deal with. Eames. Tap again. Moragas. Calmont. His first touch, he was a little too worried about Rawlins. Mata. Puts Donald to ground, looks up, crosses, and Duca just couldn't turn. Sometimes Mata's passes are so pin perfect. His own teammates don't expect them to get through.
I'm not too sure if Tat didn't get just a touch on that one, just a little tap.
Possession 60-40. Shots 10-6. But it's the Mariners with 5 on target of their 6. That's why they're where they are. They don't get as many as their opponents, but they make them count. Santos. With Esposito, now Juan Mata again. Has 11 or 12 assists, depending on who you talk to this season. Opta, the official stats providers, have him sitting on 12 for that free kick goal that was turned home by Nduka, but it certainly appeared to take a touch off Denny Jonro before getting to Charles Nduka. Perhaps they know something we don't. Either way, he's closing in on Leroy George's 2017-18 record for Melbourne victory of 14 assists in a season. Here's Rawlins. The cross blocked by Moragas. Valadon. Again, they can't bring the ball down. Mariners, they're inviting more trouble. Valupale blasts over.
Well, plenty of space, turns well. The strike just doesn't trouble Andrew Redmayne. It has to hit the target.
Let's head down to Michael Zapponi on the sidelines as Redders prepares for this goal kick, because Arthur Dillis can't be happy at the moment.
Not at all. All of the Melbourne Victory coaching staff not happy and frustrated at the moment. A lot of messaging going out to Santos. I feel like they feel like he's not switched on enough at the moment, and they need more from him. Interesting selection, bringing him back into the starting 11. You know, Keegan Jelassic has been very good in the last month or so for Melbourne Victory as well. So perhaps a change early in the second half with Jelassic providing some spark for Melbourne Victory, because they need it. They look like when they're going forward, they're lacking ideas.
Well, we spoke when we saw the team sheet, didn't we, Robbie, about no Keegan Jelassic. We raised our eyebrows at that one, made some inquiries. Was there a little niggle or something that stopped him? Jack Wachowski just doesn't seem himself today, does he?
It might be a common theme for Melbourne Victory at the moment. To be fair, it's only the last 10 or 15 minutes really where Victory have had a bit more trouble getting through. It looked like an equaliser. It was only a matter of time after Mariners had opened the scoring. A classic example there of Esposito passing straight to Eames. Now Santos, the chance to make amends perhaps at the back post. Juan Mata blocked again, and again it's not a save from Redmayne. That time it's Donachie on the line.
Well, the Mariners are determined to not allow him to get to his 100 saves. They said, we'll do it for you. Of all the people you want that to fall to, it's Juan Mata at the back post on his left foot. But again, it's desperate defending from the Mariners.
And there was a little bit of a spark Mata, Roderick Miranda perhaps. And Duca, great touch. Rawlins. Oh, and it's Bradley Tupp this time. Desperate stuff. Behind for a corner. Victory. They're asking again for the penalty. Well, it's spectacular.
Well, let's have a look. It was a big swing from Moragas. Bradley Tupp throws himself at it. This will probably be a better angle for us to see as he throws himself out. His arms are down by his side, aren't they? I don't think that can be given there, but once again we see Redmayne celebrating. This is the chance before. Juan Mata at the back post. James Donachie.
30 seconds left. Victory looking to finish with a flourish. Mata's ball back post and Duca's there. It's come off Donachie. So it'll be another corner now. More defending to be done by the Central Coast Mariners, but they appear to love it. You can't see them there in the sunlight, but the Mariners fans are certainly enjoying the show as well. Denny Jonro to the back post, and Duca was there. Valupale arriving. Here's Ali Orgla. That would have been a miracle if it had found Nathaniel Blair almost as well. Well, they've managed to counter-attack on occasion very effectively. And they've also managed to give the ball away a little frustratingly. Nathaniel Blair, is he off on the charge? Rawlins fouled by Muir. 3 minutes of stoppage time has just begun.
Well, so many occasions we've seen 8 Central Coast Mariners players inside their box outside of Andrew Redmayne. So that Muir and Nathaniel Blair, when they receive the ball, it's almost a case of, well, you've got to do it on your own.
Mata again. Esposito. Back with Jonro. Miranda, he went on one of those runs forward. Still yet to score this season. He scored in all but one of his previous 5 seasons in the A-League. That's a loose pass from the Melbourne Victory skipper.
Well, obviously not happy with himself there. Just a slippy pass, wasn't it? Just misdirected, overhit.
Just over a minute left. Strong from Donald. Straight through Nishan Valupale. One for Ali Orgla to chase. Esposito got there. Who's first to the loose ball? It's Alfie McCalmont. Alfie McCalmont. Here come the Mariners trying to curl one. Has that taken a little deflection? Well, Alfie McCalmont's claiming perhaps a hand.
Well, as he comes inside, let's have a look.
Ooh.
Oh, I tell you what, well...
Now that is not necessarily near the body.
Yep, VAR's going to check this.
Well, Victory were trying to take the goal kick very quickly. And they're being told to wait a moment.
Well, it's just the way that he leaned towards the ball that caught the eye.
Have a look here, Sebastian Esposito, that left hand. Ooh, I reckon he's leaning for it, isn't he? Bit of fishing.
It's behind his back, and then it goes out. Now, I'll tell you what, this could be given. Well, natural position, side down by their side. Well, I must admit, the not given one in the Brisbane game was a lot more. And you can see what Danny Vukovic and Josh Rose think about it.
Well, apparently the word out of the official word out of VAR is could not confirm at 100% whether it had actually touched the hand.
What?
That's the official word.
We'll have to have another quick look of it when we can. We might have to wait till half time, but it looked like there was clear contact.
It certainly did. Anyway, that will be for the half-time discussion. What a decision that could have been as well, because 2-0 heading into half-time. is a very different situation. The Mariners not happy. The Mariners, at times, they've ridden their luck. Andrew Redmayne, he's just enjoying the show. He's made one save. He's also seen about 6 cleared off the line. Headers, diving bodies, arms, legs everywhere. The important thing is the Mariners are doing the business just as they did in Gosford 2 months ago. Savitnor, the goal scorer, in a blistering start for the away side. It's been pretty much one-way traffic since then, but victory and knocking on a shut door. Half-time at Amy Park. Mariners leading victory by 1-0. We'll head off to a very quick break and then we'll join the studio for the half-time show. Don't go anywhere.
This 1987 Corolla doesn't have a blind spot monitor, zoned climate control, or Apple CarPlay. But it does have a feature that makes a Toyota different to the rest. So does this one, that one,
and the new ones. That's reliability. It isn't an optional extra. It comes standard in every Toyota. Toyota.
Okay, squad, bring it in. This is our moment. No doubt, all in. This is more than a game. This is our life.
The AFC Women's Asian Cup is here, and we're backing the Combank Matildas all the way. No doubt.
Let's get out there and show the world what we've got.
Doubt never did.
If you're a renter and moving soon, Bunnings has got ya.
You got to clean up to get your bond back.
Buy the moving van.
Deep clean your carpet.
Even cut your new keys.
Bunnings has got your moving sorted.
Hungry Jack's is bringing home the bacon. The OG Baconator. Flame-grilled Aussie beef. Sizzling bacon. On bacon. On bacon. On more bacon. The Baconator range. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Welcome to the ultimate laptop face-off. First to 3 wins. Power on and open your email. Go. Streaming, designing, video call. Go. Can your laptop handle high-definition movies?
Checkmate. For AI-powered performance that wins every time, experience the Snapdragon difference today at Harvey Norman.
No. Smile so big that your eyes crinkle back in your face. Laugh so loud you can hear it from outer space. I really wanna talk to you. I really wanna know you. I really wanna talk to you. I really wanna. Really wanna talk to you. I really wanna.
Get a sizzling summer deal on your mobile plan with a MASIM. Like this man who's trying a MASIM mobile and snagging 120 gigs of data for just $35 every renewal for 12 renewals. That's $180 in savings. So he told his wife, who spent her savings online shopping. Then he told his parents, who spent their savings upgrading the garden. Then he told his son. He kept the savings and did absolutely nothing. And now we've told you, so escape your pricey telco with a MASIM.
A MASIM! Hello! I love having friends for dinner, but I don't love the cost. So I'm just going to spend less on it. Amazon has low prices on everything I need. Like this nice bowl to distract from the fact that this salad is just lettuce. This recipe book, so my friends think I'm following a recipe. And fairy lights for the ambiance.
Wow, how's the ambiance?
I know.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
So spend less on the people that you like more than other people with Amazon.
Welcome back. Well, the Mariners have come to Amy Park with a plan, and so far it's working. They're 1-0 to the good, and it really could have been more. Victory left with plenty of chances, but also with plenty of frustrations. They've been denied by some really good goal line defending, last-ditch efforts by the Mariners that see them keep their lead, and there are plenty of talking points to come to discuss in the Hungry Jacks halftime show. Tim Morgan alongside Bruce Gidday and Archie Thompson. Bruce, what have you made of the first half?
It's been a really exciting game. I think the tempo's great, the intensity's been phenomenal as well. I think the Mariners are sitting that little bit too deep, you know. They're sitting on the edge of their 18-yard box, but very, very dangerous in transition, right? With Knorr out on the wing, his speed, Blair, they're a real threat, but they haven't taken advantage of the few chances they've had. And on the flip side, Victory, holding a lot of possession. It's very hard to break through, you know, a deep-lying, deep block defensively in the Mariners. It's going to take some individual brilliance to really unlock that defence.
Well, let's look at the Harvey Norman highlights now. And Archie, it was Sam Knorr that got the first goal of the first half.
Well, these were the signs early on for Melbourne Victory about the speed in behind, because I think Miranda got caught twice with the speed of Blair. But you talked about it, Brucey, in the pre-matches that you wanted to see this boy start. He did, and he's had such a great season already. With the amount of goals, the dangerous running that he does, and like you said, that speed, especially when you look at maybe the central pairing of Melbourne Victory, Miranda and Esposito, they're not the quickest of players, so to be able to utilise that speed is really important for Central Coast.
Yeah, and Brucey, will the Mariners be disappointed that they don't have more goals on the board?
Definitely. Shoot, bang.
Yeah.
He has to shoot there. I mean, okay, he's not left-footed, but you've got to try, you know? It's there. That's a finish. It's an open goal. The keeper's already committed himself. You take an extra touch, you try to cut in, reinforcements come in, and it eventually ends up being blocked. Victory haven't been without their chances either, though. You know, the Mariners are defending a bit like they did against Adelaide United last week, you know, and it's not sustainable. You saw Adelaide scored an equaliser in the 87th or 86th minute last week. That will happen here if they keep defending that deep. But in transition, the Mariners really have to go and get that second goal, don't they?
And what I do like about Central Coast, OK, they're probably sitting a little bit too deep and letting that pressure come on, but they do get back in their defensive lines very, very quickly. And I'm a bit like, OK, how long can they ride their luck? But I've been saying this for a long time. But if they keep defending like they do, it's going to be hard for anyone to break that down. I mean, the amount of times that, you know, they're throwing their body at the ball, that's great defending. And this here, OK, I thought at first that it did take a little deflection off maybe Esposito's thigh.
Penalty.
But then you look at it, it's actually, you know, McCalmont's gone, it's hit his hand. And you'd have to say, it did look like it did kind of go off a little bit on its trajectory. But, hey, I mean, I guess the VAR has a better look at it.
That was your Hungry Jacks halftime show. Arch, off the fence, pen or not? One word.
If he touches, it's a pen, yeah, because his arm is away from the player. But
he must have played for Melbourne Victory.
You don't know if he touches it, so... Yeah.
We need Snicko on it. We'll discuss more after the break.
And welcome back. The Yaris Cross. Nimble, agile, a true explorer.
Yes, what a flex.
That is exciting. The Corolla Cross. Confident and capable. An all-rounder.
Totally understood the assignment.
And the grand finale, the stylish CHR.
Hey Toyota, turn ambient lighting to red.
Transformation queen.
Find your best fit from the Toyota Hybrid small SUV range. Toyota.
The AFC Women's Asian Cup is here, and we're backing the CommBank Matildas all the way. No doubt. Doubt never did.
At Coles, we're on a mission to help inspire Aussie kids to eat better and to get active too. Isn't that right, Jeremy?
Sure is.
Which is why we're proudly sponsoring kids' sports programs all over the country, like Coles Mini Roos. It's a great way to get kids moving and to support local communities.
See you, Jeremy.
Coles, proudly supporting Mini Roos.
If you're a renter and moving soon, Bunnings has got you.
You got to clean up to get your bond back.
Hire the moving van.
Deep clean your carpet.
Even cut your new keys.
Bunnings has got your moving sorted.
Welcome to the ultimate laptop face-off. First to 3 wins. Power on and open your email. Go. Streaming, designing, video call. Go. Can your laptop handle high-definition movies?
Checkmate.
For AI-powered performance that wins every time, experience the Snapdragon difference today at Harvey Norman.
Smile so big that your eyes crinkle back in your face. Laugh so loud you can hear it from outer space. I really wanna talk to you. I really wanna know you. I really wanna talk to you.
This KO Mini, brought to you by Sportsbet.
This hacker's having a crack.
The only game the Dolphins played below the Queensland border in the first 6 rounds of the year. Their coach Christian Wolf joins Fox League on the Bundy. Mike Christian, if you're going to make this trip to Sydney, it may as well be against a team you've already been to the last 3 times. So is this a prime opportunity for you guys to make a statement?
Tame to a pig, he didn't think so. And geez, he almost muffs it there with the goalpost.
I think we're up to the challenge. I think we were better last week than we were in round 1. We're going to get better again this week. We've had a good...
Kept the savings and did absolutely nothing.
Now we've
told you. So escape Telco with a Mason.
Hello.
This is a
I
reflection
love having friends for dinner, but I don't love the cost. So I'm just going to spend less on it. Amazon has low prices on everything I need. Like this nice bowl to distract from the fact that this salad is just lettuce.
On the Harvey Norman
This
replay
recipe book. So my
that
friends
was
think
there
I'm
struck
following
me,
a
and again he
recipe.
flipped a
And
handful.
fairy
The
lights
more
for
the
the
half's gone on, the
ambiance.
more tackle breaks
How's
Farnworth's
the
had,
ambiance?
the more he's been looking for work, and he's...
Bye. So spend less on the people that you like more than other people with Amazon.
Money Magazine, Finder and Mozo, 3 of Australia's biggest players, all declared Host Plus the best super fund winner. 3 from 3? That's a plus.
So there's been plenty of football already today, and it started out in Auckland where there was a boil-over which could have some serious ramifications on how the top 6 finally shakes out. Duran there with a beauty as McCarth jumped back in to the finals race. And then at Suncorp Stadium, Eze, where he made it look easy with the winner there as the Knicks nicked at Lace to ensure they do remain in the finals hunt as well. Plenty more to come today. This really is the big one, the Matildas hoping to claim the Asian Cup, our first since 2010. You can catch them up against Japan from 6:30 this evening on 10 and on Paramount Plus. But second half action is coming up at Amy Park between Victory and the Mariners. We'll be back out to the commentary team shortly.
And welcome back. The Yaris Cross. Nimble, agile, a true explorer.
Yes, what a flex.
That is exciting. The Corolla Cross. Confident and capable. An all-rounder.
Totally understood the assignment.
And the grand finale, the stylish CHR.
Hey Toyota, turn ambient lighting to red.
Transformation queen.
Find your best fit from the Toyota Hybrid small SUV range. Toyota.
I'm sorry, Sayup. You might be out for a while.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you what you wanna hear. Keep my sunglasses on while I shed a tear. Tell me the right time. I'm putting my armor on so you want some rain. I'm putting my armor on so you that I am. I'm unstoppable.
Welcome back to Amy Park, where Savitnor's goal in the 7th minute is the difference between the two sides. Changes coming with Matt Grimaldi coming on to replace Santos, who came in for a bit of stick from his own coaching staff on that near touchline in the first half. Courtesy of our eyes and ears, Michael Zapponi. So Matt Grimaldi into the game. Nathaniel Blair made a blistering start to the match. There was a yellow card given to the Mariners bench. Josh Rose or Danny Vukovic, judging by the reactions to their penalty appeals, which fell on deaf ears at the end of that first half. So just the one change at the break. Grimaldi, who does have a couple of goals in him this season since making the move from Western United. A goal away to Adelaide in that controversial night at Cooper's, and then the winner in the derby late on. His first for Melbourne victory against his former club. Melbourne victory need a goal, preferably two, to continue their charge to close in on Auckland in second place in the league standings. But for the moment, everything is going perfectly for the Central Coast Mariners, who have been knocked out of the six momentarily by MacArthur. But Daniel McBreen, these 3 points would be welcome and will put them back in the top six.
Well, they certainly would. Arthur Dillis might have a thing or two to say about that and his team. You just feel the longer they're kept scoreless, Melbourne victory, the more the frustration will sink in. The crowd will start to get anxious. If they can get a goal relatively early in this second half, you're going to see a completely different complexion to the confidence of the Melbourne victory team.
Nathaniel Blair is off again. He's gone through Esposito, gets it out to Ali Orgler. The chance. Orgler, beautifully done. They put it home. Is the flag going to go up? It does. And I think perhaps he knew Ali Orgler when he ran onto that pass from Nathaniel Blair.
Well, that was my first thought, that he'd gone into an offside position. Nathaniel Blair did very, very well. Just here to win this back. And you just see there, he just drifts only half a metre maybe, 30 centimetres. It's that leading leg that just goes in front of the ball. Did well to put it away, but it's another scare for Melbourne victory.
And there have been a few of them this evening. A few scares indeed, and most of them have been the work of Nathaniel Blair. Now VAR are checking it because it was very, very close. I think Roderick Miranda and Orgler very tight. Confirmed offside given by referee Alex King. Now, Mackie, you mentioned that Melbourne victory need that goal. I stumbled across an interesting statistic earlier today about Melbourne victory's goal scoring against the Central Coast Mariners in particular. There are only two players in this squad that have ever scored against the Central Coast Mariners. One of them is Lockie Jackson, who scored his only Newcastle goal against the Mariners, and the other is Nishan Velupillay, the only player to have scored for Melbourne victory against the Mariners in this current squad. Now here is Valadon. We'll get back to that in a moment. Rawlins with Grimaldi. Now Mata on that left foot, looking to change those statistics is Charles Nduka, but he can't do it. Now, I'm not saying that there is a curse on the side and no one can score. It's more of a question of experience. It means that a lot of players have left, the new players have come in. And if you look at who are the top scorers in their career in this side, well, the top scorer is Nishan Velupillay with 17 goals in 122 matches. He is their top goal scorer in A-League history in this current squad.
Well, I did have a look at this earlier in the season when there was so much talk about their struggles to score. And there aren't really any prolific goal scorers. They go on, as you said earlier, a bit like Santos, they'll go on a mean run. over 4 or 5 games and score plenty of goals. Then there's a bit of a barren period. No one really with that consistency to score throughout the season. And that's probably what's been lacking for them to really push towards the upper echelons of the league.
There's Grimaldi, can't get the better of Moragas. Valadon shoots, oh, brilliant stop. Andrew Redmayne, fantastic down to his left. As he edges closer to that 100 saves this season, he denies Jordi Valadon a first ever A-League goal. Here's Genre, back again with Juan Mata. The cross. Storm route. Miranda. Valadon again. Well, he must be wondering now what he's got to do. The ball in is a good one, the header! And guess who? It's Nishan Valupalai. The only player in this victory squad that knows how it feels to score against the Mariners. And he's done it again. It's taken just 5 minutes of the second half. And victory, using their heads, are back on level terms.
Well, it's off the back of a couple of good balls into the box in this second half. On the Harvey Norman replay, you see plenty of time to pick the cross, and it's a well-timed run from Nishan Valupalai. Roderick Miranda just has a look and he just puts it into that back post area, and look at the run from Valupalai in between defenders. Up, powerful header down, gives Andrew Redmayne no chance at all. And they're level with the Mariners with plenty of time to go now.
Career goal number 18 then for the number 17, Nishan Valupalai, who celebrates his call up for the Socceroos with the return to the score sheet. It seems to have a bit of a magical effect on him.
Well, it works, doesn't it? Seems to get a lift every time his name goes into that Socceroos squad. We see an upturn in his statistics, his output. Well, Victory must be wondering if he could be called up every week.
Ali Orgler can't keep it in. Nishan Valupalai, the boy from the terraces at Amy Park, now 24 years of age. And now the chance immediately. Brad Tapp finding himself on the ground in the box. Storm Roux trying to put the ball out so Brad Tapp could receive some treatment. Now Donachie's down as well. There's not much in that. That's a bit more in the wrestle between Valupalai and Donachie.
There didn't seem to be much in the Brad Tapp connection, did there? Maybe he just landed and jarred his back when he hit the ground. Here's another look at the goal. Look at the time and space afforded to Roderick Miranda, but that's a powerful header from Nishan Valupalai. Up strong, look at that. He cranes the neck and he just smashes it in, down low and hard.
Well, we've got a little break in play. Let's head down to Michael Zapponi on the sideline. Zappers.
Yeah, you might remember just at the end of that first half, the Central Coast Mariners had that appeal for the penalty. There was a bit of chat, Josh Rose going into the book. Afterwards, he wasn't happy at all, nor was Danny Vukovic, but it continued. Josh Rose continued the conversation with the referee in the tunnel afterwards, and that got him into trouble. So when Alex Kim re-emerged after the second half commenced, he gave it the yellow card for that dissent to Josh Rose. So he'll need to watch himself in this second half.
Thank you, Zappers.
He's normally a very quiet man, Josh Rose. Takes a bit to get him riled up.
Football can do that to you. Valupalai again. Mata. Here they come. Oh, Mata. That's a rare thing. Caught between two as Valupalai strikes at the follow-up. Juan Mata. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. go at it again.
Well, you can stick one in the collector's item. A header from Juan Mata. Little 1-2 with Nishan Valupale. Goes right. But look at the follow-up. It's a vicious strike from distance, and he's first to react. Andrew Redmayne can only parry Ray, but unfortunately for the Mariners, it's straight down the middle, and he pounces. Juan Mata, another good header straight into the corner. And just like the script, an early goal. Well, there comes the second, and now they lead, the Mariners.
And a pair of headers from the side that score more headed goals than anybody else. That's 9 now this season. Well, he wasn't happy in the first half, Arthur Dillis. He's not all smiles just yet. But he'll be delighted to see his side turning this one around. And now we're going to see just what the Mariners are made of. Maladon. 1-2-3 with Grimaldi looking for Nduka. Lino. Ooh, now has that stayed in the box? I'm not sure that has, you know. His feet were inside the box, but he's went out and grabbed that, Jack Wyshorski. The former Central Coast Mariners goalkeeper himself. Nduka.
Here's another look. That's close.
Oh, it's very, very close.
I'd say he's getting the benefit of the doubt there. And what those 2 goals have done very quickly, I'll let this corner go first.
Mata pulling the strings, wants runners, looking for Esposito. Genro back in. And Chris Donnell plays it out. Daniel Blair was taking off. 2 goals, Macca.
Well, those 2 goals have now flipped the table completely. Victory sitting in 3rd position. And if it stays like this, just 4 points behind Auckland. 4 matches to go.
That's a good ball for Orgla. Orgla! Trying to test Wyshorski from distance.
Another warning. Woodlake using his pace to get in behind Esposito. Just looking at the matches that Victory have coming up. None other than Auckland FC 2 weeks, 2 match days from now.
Nduka, he's going to get there. Rags it back. Valupale. Genro! Straight at Redmayne, who's well and truly past the 100 saves mark now. Yeah, Wellington Phoenix next up, then Auckland and Newcastle, the top 2. And then they finish with Western Sydney Wanderers away, so are you suggesting it's very much in Victory's hands?
Well, I'm just saying that I reckon Melbourne Victory are looking at that 2nd spot at least and saying, can we get there? Things have got to happen above them for that to happen, but they play the top 2 teams. They can get a good run of wins together. It's not out of the possibility they might sneak it into 2nd spot.
Mata again involved in everything this afternoon for Melbourne Victory. Here he is again. Little touch for Grimaldi. Intercepted by Haynes. McCalmont. Runau. Savitnor. Haynes, they're forced all the way back. Now, Victory can afford to just sit back a little bit now. It might be a mistake to do it, but the point being the Mariners have to do more now with the ball. The Mariners have to show the initiative.
I think it's really Melbourne Victory DNA, isn't it? Sit back. But you're right. The graphic there shows how dominant they have been, Melbourne Victory. Now they have that lead. It's not so much urgency, you're right. They have to go hammer and tong. Say, righto, you come at us, Mariners, and we can pick you off. We spoke about the pace in that front line earlier in the match. Well, counter-attacking football, and see them expose the Mariners.
Well, they got 4 last week. They're coming again here. Valupale. A little too casual with that cross, picked off by Redmayne. They've taken their goal tally to 36 now. 9 of those headed goals, so 25%. Shawski played just the one game for the Central Coast Mariners. It was a 3-3 cup draw with Sydney FC. Went all the way to penalties, and unfortunately he missed his. And then Andrew Redmayne, I think it was, that scored the winner.
It was an epic, that one, yeah.
Hayne Eames, the cross, cleared by Genro, and he finds Juan Mata. Perhaps by design, perhaps by fortune, but here come Victory again, and Duca peeling off to the right. It's a good run, and Duca back inside. Grimaldi was screaming for it. He gets it now. Grimaldi. Oh, he tried to curl it, I think, up and over. Andrew Redmayne. Substitution. It's taking a deflection. I think it's going to be a corner. Hard to tell there. Double change coming for the Mariners. Ollie Laval comes on for Blair. And Bailey Bradman also comes on. So this goes against every superstition in the book of making changes while defending a corner. Donald comes off. Well, now I think Warren Moon asking, isn't it a goal kick? So they've made the change. The changes, they'll be hoping to get the marking right. That's what this is all about. Grimaldi crosses in, back post, the header from Nduka. Well, it almost did prove costly. Redmayne again, looks long. Orgler, and that hit the arm. He knew the whistle was coming, so he just belted the ball goalwards. This evening's match for Melbourne Victory, it is the Unite Multicultural Round for Melbourne Victory, under the theme of Culture Connects Us All, in conjunction with the Victorian Multicultural Commission, and perfectly aligned with the start of Victoria's 2026 Cultural Diversity Week. So we saw the mariachi band down on the pitch pre-match. We've seen lots of character dress and cultural clothes from all over the world here in the pre-game, showing the strength of diversity, as here's Valupale in behind them again. It's a flashing finish, but he was offside.
Well, I'm not sure that that was meant to be a pass, the final ball. As this ball comes in here to Nduka, I think he's trying to take a touch for himself. Just a little too heavy. Sean Valupale clearly offside. I'm going to stick to my earlier prediction, Robbie. I know 0-1 isn't going to be there anymore, but I could see it easily finishing 4-1, the way that Victory are moving that ball when they come forward.
It's given away again Denny Genro once again acting as that spoiler alongside Jordi Valadon. He's won it back, Genro. Just manages to keep it in. 8 games without loss for the Central Coast Mariners. If they want to keep that run going, well, they've got 26 minutes plus stoppages to find at least 1 goal.
Warren Moon not looking as chirpy and happy as he was earlier in the game. Now things can change quickly in football.
Josh Rawlins came to Melbourne Victory as potentially a centre-back. Has now settled into life at a right-back, which of course is where he came to prominence at Perth Glory. Either side of a stint in the Netherlands.
Bit of a tussle there between Muir and Lino.
Storm route looks long for Ollie Laval. Hayne Eames does well. 2 goals for Ollie Laval since joining the Mariners in January. They both came against Auckland. And that 2-2 draw back in January. 2 goals for Ali Ogler as well. Brantman. His ball over everyone to the back post. Moragas gets there though and turns it back in towards Niort. Denny Genro will be happy to see that probably run out for a corner.
I think he took the safe option there, just tried to flick it out. Wasn't too sure what was coming behind him.
Had a good season, Bailey Brantman, often off the bench, but he's got his first ever A-League goal. He scored a pretty good one against MacArthur as well. And it comes, the header away from Esposito. Hayne Eames wins it once and then twice, but Lino. Juan Mata settling things with Genro. That's a good touch from Ali Ogler. He's done brilliantly, just couldn't keep it in at the last.
He almost did very well, didn't he? Fortunately for him, the referee's assistant was standing right above.
Nikos Virgos waiting to enter the fray. Mata, oh, he's done well, Mata. And Duca, that's going to be close to offside as well, and Duca. And Brad Tapp streaming back, and yes, he had taken off just too early. Pass just didn't come quickly enough.
Substitution taken by Melbourne Victory, replacing number 44.
That is going to be Charles and Duca's last involvement. A high five. Perhaps a little bit of an apology in there as well from Juan Mata for that pass, and Duca coming off that headed goal from Juan Mata, his 5th of the season, so he joins Virgos, Santos and Jelassic on 5 goals. Nishan Velupale has taken his tally to 3, and Nikos Virgos is on. Ollie Laval does well. Ali Ogler. You can see Brantman calling for it. He gets it. Brantman's shot. And Niort. Well, it just bounced up a little too high midway through the second half. A little reminder, though, that the Mariners are not out of this one.
Yeah, It was worked well down the right-hand side. Ugla assesses the situation. It's a nice ball inside, and Brantman just falling away as he strikes the ball. Good defending. So that you're always there or thereabouts, isn't he? Just putting himself in positions to be alert. Anything that drops.
Just over an hour to go before the AFC Women's Asian Cup final on Network 10 and Paramount Plus. The Matildas up against Japan in the final. What a night it promises to be at the Olympic Stadium. Sellout crowd. And the Matildas looking for that trophy for the second time. Here, the Mariners are looking for 6th place. They've been knocked down a run by MacArthur with an upset win. MacArthur ending their terrible run of results. Virgos, that's well done. Valupale squares it, Mata. Oh. And that wonderful left foot showed that it's also capable of the less good.
Well, Virgos does well there, doesn't it? When this ball comes from Valupale, it gets a little bit caught under him. He comes at it a little bit too quick, and then he's just trying to dig it out.
Strong challenge from Franco Lino. Bradley Tapp under pressure from Grimaldi. Does well to find Moragas. He looks up. And Wachowski can just see it out of play. He did get to play that one game for the Mariners' first team. He was on the bench, according in his own words, must have been on the bench 50 times for the Mariners without ever getting his chance. He seized his opportunity here, keeping Jack Duncan on the bench. There's Perage Cullen, who did have first-team football last season, who's now playing second fiddle to Andrew Redmayne. One over the top, Bratman, lovely control. Wachowski again coming out.
Well, it was a lovely first touch, wasn't it, from Brantman? It's just unfortunate that the second, that would have been tight. Look at that first touch, it just falls behind him, underneath him, and then he can't dig out the second touch. But again, you mentioned, Robbie, Wachowski is out. That drops just in front of Bailey Brantman. You think he's probably just dinking it over the top.
Well, he knows it was another little opportunity, and the Mariners have had a couple of little half chances in the last few minutes. They've already had 2 goals to celebrate in quick succession, those fans behind the goal, being defended by Andrew Redmayne. They'll be breathing a little easier if they can get another. Here's Grimaldi. Lino. Virgos. Lino again with Valupale. You can hear the contact. It's gone Victory's way. Stormroux looking up the line. Jonro for Valupale, cleared by Donachie. Mata, Valupale, let's let run to Valadon. He's taken a deflection. It is a comfortable claim for Andrew Redmayne. He's made more saves than anybody else in the A-League this season. A pretty respectable save percentage as well. 77%. That'll have gone up a little bit again tonight as well. Only Sydney FC's Harrison Devonish-Mears, the man that replaced him at the Sky Blues, has done better this season. Just a touch over 80%. Donachie. Incidentally, Melbourne Victory have scored their 100th goal against the Mariners and their 900th in A-League history. That was Nishan Velupale's header. Haynes. He's turned into trouble and brings down Juan Mata from behind. No hard feelings. Two more changes for the Central Coast Mariners. Jacob Nasso, who's been playing at right back, he comes on for Storm Root, and Taniguchi coming on for Hayne Eames, which may require a little bit of a reshuffle, or perhaps simply you're on your own to Alfie McCalmont in defensive midfield.
It looks that way, doesn't it? 4-1-4-1 straight away looked like the formation.
There is McCalmont, who's had Eames in support. Here's Grimaldi. Genro across the face of goal. Grimaldi with the follow-up and blocked again by James Donachie. Well, at times the Mariners' goal has led a charmed life as well. Confirmation of those substitutions. Jacob Nasso, his 6th appearance since signing in January from Western United. He was captain of the Western United NPL side. Just 19 years of age. Francolino for Velupale, it falls for Mata. Valadon shooting near post.
Well, it's Juan Mata that wins the ball back and plays it off again. You can see them sitting back. Melbourne Victory to turn the screw.
Substitution taken for Melbourne Victory, replacing number 17, Nishan Velupale.
Substitutions continue. Keegan Jelassic coming on for Velupale. The man that got the equaliser, that all-important first goal for Melbourne Victory at the start of the second half. And Jelassic, a player who also knows where the back of the net is. Miranda, Lino, Valadon, nicely done. Here's Virgos. Virgos trying to bend one. Well, he had options to his left, but turned the other way.
Keegan Jelassic just came on the pitch and was in acres of space. Virgos facing the other way, didn't see him. A little reverse pass, and Keegan Jelassic would have had all day to make his decision on how to finish.
Miranda strong at the back, apart from that opening 10-15 minutes where they were a little bit all at sea. Melbourne Victory, they've steadied that ship and been solid. At the back, Wachowski hasn't really had a save to make so far.
No, they've had a lot of possession, haven't they? Got caught out in the first 10 minutes or so. The pace of Blair in behind. Once they organise the defensive structures, don't allow the Mariners to face forward in midfield areas, well, that cuts off the supply line.
Great ball, Virgos, first time pass, and now Keegan Jelassic perhaps with the chance. The follow-up, Jelassic, back post, Grimaldi's there, and somehow it stays out. Well, another quite remarkable passage of play in which Melbourne Victory again let the Mariners off the hook.
Well, I thought it was going to be another header. As it came back to Jelassic, I thought it was looping over Andrew Redmayne, but just fell short. What an introduction that would have been.
Jelassic again involved, this time Franco Lino, the ball bouncing around off the Amy Park pitch. Jelassic, little ball overhit for Valadon. Redmayne, the big up and under. Roderick Miranda trying to hold onto the ball to do a little bit of a tactical reshuffle at the back. Referee telling him to get on with things. Brantman. And that's just a wasted ball from the Mariners.
Yeah, it is.
Having said that.
Here's another look at that chance. Like he was onside, Jelassic gets the strike away, and just here, as that comes off the head, I think Grimaldi may have been in an offside position anyway.
Keegan Jelassic with a point to make after being dropped. It's the first time since that 1-0 loss, I think it was, to the Western Sydney Wanderers, where Jelassic came back into the team. He's been an ever-present since then. Jason Davidson, who Zappa's told us last week had lost 6 kilos with that virus that he and his son picked up while visiting dad and former Socceroo Alan Davidson in hospital. He's on the bench, but clearly not yet back to 100%. But they do have competition for that spot now. That can only be healthy coming into finals football. Grimaldi, quick feet. Jelassic, Juan Mata outside him. He has to get there quick, man, and the cross. Nearly perfect now, Grimaldi. One touch to control, back across the face again. Mata has to have been coming back from an offside position, surely. He was off the field of play, he was so far offside.
Well, they're still searching for that third goal, just to give them the breathing space. 2-1. Gives the Mariners some hope, and it's almost just over Redmayne. And as we've seen so often today, look at the yellow shirts back, just blocking the path to goal.
There is Jason Davidson watching on. Good to see him back as part of the match day squad at least. That's a good ball. Taniguchi. Great challenge. Roderick Miranda again. Well, can you imagine if the Mariners, how they'd put the cat amongst the pigeon here with a goal. 6.5 minutes left to play. And in front of their travelling support, Alfie McCalmont to take. Rawlins with the header away. Mata, great ball. Burgos. Savitnor's got the pace and the strength to win that back off Nikos Burgos.
Well, that's great defending from Savitnor. He's come all the way. He's been playing mainly on the left of late. And there he is in the right back position, steadying his team.
I'll tell you what though, Melbourne Victory will be kicking themselves the chances they've had. 33 shots in the match so far for Melbourne Victory. 10 on target. And still, the Mariners are within striking distance. Bailey Brantman, as you see those attacking stats there in Victory's favour. Esposito, and the flag was up for offside.
Well, those shots on target. I'm pretty sure the Mariners had 4 in the first 10 or 15 minutes. And now it sits at 5, so it shows how dominant Victory have been.
There's the Paramount Plus player index. Juan Mata with a goal. He was involved in the lead-up as well. He sees so much of the football in this side. He's played for another 85 minutes here, and he's still full of running. Jean-Ro Valupale and Redmayne. Well, that also tells you the story of this match. Laval's touch takes it wide. Juan Mata, who doesn't have an assist so far today, but adds Mariners to his list of victims for goal scoring at least. Newell's cross. Mind you, it will mean very little if they get picked back here. First goal for Victory came against Perth. He was at the double in the Melbourne derby. Another against Sydney FC. Brantman over the top. It's a good ball for Laval. He's got him behind. Oh, and Wachowski sends it over the crossbar, corner. And they're finding a little bit of a second wind, the Mariners.
It's a great ball there, isn't it? In behind. Good first touch. I'm not sure if here he's just trying to fire it across the 6-yard to Savitnor, but just like the first half with Andrew Redmayne, Wachowski being called into action at the near post from across.
Taken short. Taniguchi back with Orgler. It's a good ball in. Oh, and it almost squeezed in on its own at the back post. Laval couldn't get the touch. Brantman neither. And Ali Orgler, who scored a remarkable curling goal to get the win in Gosford, was almost at it again.
Well, it's almost a perfect ball in, isn't it? 6 inches to the right, and it is. They say bend it in, let someone attack it, and hopefully if they all miss, it curls into that far side netting. And they weren't too far off.
Two minutes left, plus stoppages. Time for the kitchen sink for the Central Coast Mariners. It's been the story so often this season for Melbourne Victory, but also for others. Here's Jelassic. He gets a bit lucky, Jelassic. Oh, and then he pokes it through to nobody.
Virgo stopped his run and thought the pass was going to Grimaldi. I think if he kept that run going, he may have just ran into space.
Grimaldi can't keep it alive. Burgos's goal drought continues. 2 against Adelaide. To break his club's goal drought, they've gone 4 entire matches, 6 hours without scoring. He followed that up 2 weeks later with a hat-trick against Wellington, but then the goals dried up for him as well, even if Victory have continued scoring. Strong from Rawlins. Look who's there at the break. Mata. 30 seconds left in regulation time. Bradley Town. McCalmont coming deep, looking for it. Finds Moragas with the angle. Moragas has crossed towards Laval. Orgler. Ali Orgler still. To the edge of the area. Donachie, the touch. Oh, and Bailey Bradman saw his shot blocked. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Nikos Virgos is on the charge. This to finish it for victory. And he does. Cool as you like. And the goal drought has broken. Nikos Virgos adds a crucial number 3. And surely now, with 4 minutes left to play, the home side have done enough.
Well, how can you not love football? Chance at one end on the Harvey Norman replay for Bailey Bradman, cleared and blocked. Nikos Virgos, 1v1, takes off, and then it's just speed. Bradley Tapp tries to get there, but it's speed and composure. Andrew Redmayne has saved a lot this season, but there was no saving that. It's a clinical finish, tucks it into the corner, and assures all 3 points for Melbourne Victory. It's been a while between drinks for Nikos Virgos, but that was calm and composed, and it settles this fixture.
Goal number 6 of the season for Nikos Virgos. His last goals came on the 29th of December. Now, Francolino looks like he's going to make way. Jason Davidson has quickly got the shirt on. And Reno Piscopo is coming on to replace Juan Mata. Now, he's giving Juan Mata the assist there for Nikos Virgos. He did pass him the ball. He then had to run 70 metres on his own.
This day and age, it's an assist, isn't it?
Well, it was his pass.
Well, then he's on 13 assists, yeah?
That's it. The man can do no wrong.
Goal and assist, not bad.
And the Mariners, well, to be fair, that would have been a hold-up if they'd managed to get an equaliser. In the end, logic has been recognised in this one in terms of the balance of play.
And importantly for Melbourne Victory, back-to-back wins for a long time. First time in a long time, since December. 7 goals in the last 2 matches. Still a couple of minutes to go here. Are they finding the right form, the right end of the season?
It's now 17 in their last 7. So they're starting to shake off that little moniker of being a side that creates but doesn't score. Here's Grimaldi. Genro. Denny Genro. Davidson! And that's 4. Davidson's back. He scored in the cup final here against the Central Coast Mariners. And now he has an A-League goal against them as well. You predicted it, Macca.
Called me Nostradamus.
4-1.
Robbie. Harvey Norman replay. The game was dead and buried, but look, Davidson, he's just come on. And that's an emphatic finish. You just thought as the game went on, if they could score early in the second half, the way they were moving the ball and the talent they have, they were going to go on with it. And the Mariners wouldn't be able to keep them out. Well, it has gone precisely to Melbourne Victory's script. And Jason Davidson comes back from illness.
And for the second week in a row, they've got Davo, Juan Mata, player of the match. He's enjoying it. Well, he's loving life in Australia, Juan Mata. He's the perfect teammate. He's the player of the match with a goal and an assist. And Melbourne Victory, they are moving up through the gears. Arthur Dillis, he always said they would, even when they were really struggling. Bottom of the table after 8 matches this season. When the goals start, they will flow.
Well, when you look at the squad, you didn't think they were going to be down there all season. They have quality across. You spoke about depth in, you were talking about the fullback positions, but across the park now, there is pretty much competition for every spot, and that drives standards.
And there it is, it's all over. Back-to-back 4-1 wins for Melbourne Victory, who climbed to 3rd on the table before tomorrow's final matches. The Mariners went ahead early, but then it was the Juan Mata show. It was one-way traffic. Valupale, Mata, Fergus and Davidson, the goal scorers, as it finishes here at Amy Park. Melbourne Victory 4, Central Coast Mariners 1.
Out there at Amy Park. What an incredible match this was for Victory. They're up into 3rd and not too far off top spot as it stands. A Juan Mata masterclass led the way, and as we have a look at the Tobin's points, he is our ninja player of the match. And no surprise, given the result, that it's all Victory there. Geordie Valadon with the 2, Nishan Valupale with the 1. And as we have a look at the Harvey Norman highlights, no surprise, Bruce, that Juan Mata features prominently.
He does feature prominently because he is the epicentre of this team. He's the talisman of this team, and he just has so much quality. The ability to read the play, what might happen. He doesn't leave anything to chance, and his goal came from that. You know, he kept his run moving.
Good to see the Paramount Plus Player Index agrees with us, and it's Victory all there on the left-hand side. Let's now have a look at the next level ninja, and one man who's going to be very happy about this arch will be Tony Popovic, because it's Nishan Valupale.
And for Nishan too, I think maybe going into the Socceroos camp in these next couple of games, probably wasn't the form that we'd seen him before going into a Socceroo camp, but this will do him a world of good, especially when you look that there is going to be a time to get selections and you want to be playing as much football as you can, and he's doing well.
Yeah, Socceroos coming up, but tonight it is the Matildas. They're in action at the Asian Cup in the final against Japan. Switch over to 10 now to watch the build-up to that contest. But as for us today, Arch, Bruce, thank you so much for your time, and thanks for you at home joining us. We'll see you next time.